Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's session, we will dive into comprehensive process of monitoring Linux server metrics with Prometheus, which is a powerful open source monitoring and alerting toolkit. So these are the table of contents which we are going to learn today. So there are some prerequisites you need to follow in this session. So first, you need to have an Ubuntu instance with this sudo access, and then you should have installed Prometheus on that Ubuntu server and enable the port 9099 9100 for the Prometheus and the Node Exporter. Then we will see some steps to install the Node Exporter and how we can monitor its metrics on the Linux, which means on Ubuntu server. So there are some steps to install Node Exporter, which follows the installation of Node Exporter. Then we will create a Node Exporter service file. So with the help of this service file, we can restart and stop the Node Exporter service. Then we will add Node Exporter to our Prometheus.yaml configuration. Then we will verify the host status on Prometheus server. And then we will explore some metrics on Prometheus. And then we will conclude. So let's start. So what is Prometheus? So Prometheus is an open source monitoring and alerting toolkit designed for reliability and scalability in modern dynamic environment, which is developed by Cloud Native Computing Foundation. So Prometheus excels at collecting and storing time series data, allowing users to gain valuable insights into the performance and health of their applications and infrastructure. So with its powerful query language and support for multi-dimensional data, Prometheus has become a popular choice for monitoring systems within cloud native ecosystem. Now let's learn about the Node Exporter. So Node Exporter is one of the Prometheus exporter which is used to expose servers or system OS metrics. So with the help of Node Exporter, we can expose various resources of the system like RAM, CPU, utilization, memory utilization, and disk. So this exporter runs a system service which gathers the metrics of our system, and then that gathered matrix is displayed with the help of the Grafana visualization tool, or we can also use Prometheus. So as we have learned about the prerequisites, so let's start with the installation of Node Exporter on our Ubuntu server, and then we will monitor our server metrics on Prometheus. So as you can see, I have connected my Ubuntu server by using Mobexterm tool. So let's begin with the installation of Node Exporter. So as we have learned that Node Exporter is responsible for fetching the statistics from various hardware and virtual resources in the format so which Prometheus can understand, and with the help of Prometheus server, those statistics can be exposed on the port 910. So let's begin with installation steps. So first step is to download the binary of Node Exporter based on the operating system. So as currently I am using Ubuntu server, so you need to install the Node Exporter AMD64.tar5. So refer you can refer this article for installation of Node Exporter, so which is available on posttechnics.com. So here if you go down, here you can have the command for installation of Node Exporter, and you can visit the official GitHub page where you can find the link to install the Node Exporter. So let's copy this command and paste it on a MobXterm tool. So before that, so just enter. So it has been downloaded successfully. So we will check this. So here you can find the node exporter has been downloaded, and here you can find two file folders which is of Prometheus. So as in prerequisites we have said that Prometheus should be installed before the installation of node exporter. So we will check Prometheus is running or not. So just copy your instance IP address, then paste here. So as you can see, our Prometheus page has been running successfully. So our next step will be to untar the node exporter folder. So untar means like zip and unzip. So we have unzip the files under the node exporter. Now our next step will be to start the node exporter with the command. So first you need to enter into that folder which has been extracted. So just type cd to enter and just right click on the folder, so which will copy the folder name. And if you list out here, you can find the node exporter file. So if you want to start the node exporter, so just enter dot slash and the name which is node exporter to start the node exporter. So it has been started successfully, and here you can see the port which node exporter is running is on 9100. So now let's check on the browser. Again, copy the IP address, paste on the URL and type 9100. So here you can find the default page of Node Exporter has been loaded successfully. And if you click on the metrics, it will give you the metrics. So now our next step will be to move the binary file of Node Exporter to the user login and pin. So now we will create a Node Exporter systemd service to stop and restart the Node Exporter service, as you need to again start the service by this command. And if you want to execute more commands, you cannot execute, so the node exporter will automatically stop. So if you press Ctrl plus C, as you can see, has been stopped. So now we will create a systemd service for node exporter. So before that, you need to move the binary file to the node exporter to the user login directory, and which is stored in the bin directory. So move the node exporter so as it state, it cannot be moved as node exporter does not have any such file. Or okay, now just type node exporter. So we have moved our node exporter file added to the user login local bin. So just you need to come out of that directory and paste the sudo mv command. So now we will move forward and create a node exporter user to run the node exporter service. So simply you need to add the user. So simply you need to add the user, and the user has been added successfully. Now you need to create a node exporter service file in the etc system directory. So to create the system service for the node exporter, so you need to type the configuration, so which can start, stop, and restart the node exporter service. So here you have to paste the content from the article. So here you can see that I have pasted the configuration to start, and here you can find the path where the node exporter is been saved. So just save this by typing control plus by entering control plus X, shift plus Y, and enter. So you can find that in our article. If you go down here, you can find the configuration, so which can help to start the node exporter service. So our next step is to reload and enable the node exporter service. So just copy this and paste here. So our next command is to start the node exporter. So our next command, we will check the status of the node exporter. So to check the status, simply type sudo systemctl status node exporter, and here you can find that it is being actively running on the port 9100. So we have created system service for node exporter successfully. So with the help of this, we can start and stop the service, as well as we can also restart the service and check the status of the service. Now our next step will be to add the node exporter to the Prometheus.yaml configuration. So our Prometheus.yaml file is stored in the etc Prometheus directory. And if you list out here you can find the Prometheus.yaml file. So simply use the editor to add the node exporter in the Prometheus.yaml file. So simply type the file name, so which will open the editor, and here you can find the default configuration of Prometheus, which which consists of the global, scrap config, and rule files, which we have seen in previous session. So now you need to simply add the job which is of node exporter. So you need to give the name as node, and then simply copy the and follow the proper indentation to avoid the errors. And here simply add the port number for node exporter, which is 9100. So now save this file and press enter. So we have successfully added. So now after changing, we need to restart the Prometheus service. So just type sudo systemctl restart Prometheus and check the status to see if there are any errors or not, as you need to follow proper indentation. So as you can see, it is actively running and there are no errors. So now we will check this, that it has set the target to node exporter. So here you can find it is the Prometheus, and if you need to check the status, and then select the target, and here you can find that node and Prometheus is up. So we have added node exporter successfully. And here you can find the other details such as last scrape duration, and as well as the error. Now we will see some example to monitor metrics on Prometheus. So you can visit the official page of Prometheus where they have also provided the installation of the node exporter. They have also mentioned that how we can run the node exporter and etc. And they have also added the configuration in the prometheus.yaml file. Now here you can find the metric and the meaning. So first metric, we are going to learn about node CPU second total. So if you go on the default page and just click on Prometheus, here if you select the explore the metrics, this is called as metrics explorer, and if you type as here node CPU seconds total, and if you execute, here you can find the graph as well as the table. So basically this metric node CPU second total is a metric which is commonly used in monitoring system like Prometheus to track the total amount of CPU time consumed by node or server. So it measures the cumulative CPU time in second across all CPU cores since the node started or since the metric was rest- reset. So this metric helps in understanding CPU utilization and performance of the node over time. So for example, if your server has been running for 10 hours and node CPU seconds total metric shows 36,000 10 hours into 60 minutes into 60 seconds. So it means that CPUs have collectively used 10 hours of CPU time. So this is just an example. So this metric helps in understanding how intensively the CPUs are working and can be used to monitor the performance, diagnose issues related to CPU utilization, and optimize resource allocation. So with the help of this, we can visualize the metric to keep track of the server CPU usage over the time. Now, as you can see in the official page, it has used the rate and 1 minute. So what is this? So this is to grab the rate function to get the current usage. So this metric we will copy and paste it here. And now we will execute it. So we will remove the mode system. So here you can find that to gain the current CPU usage, the rate function has been used. So we can use this rate function with a time range of 1 minute applied to the node CPU second total metric. So basically this function calculates the per second average rate of increase of metric over the last 1 minute. So in the last 1 minute, the current usage table has been loaded successfully, and you can also check the graph here. So this query will give you the average rate of CPU usage per second over the last one. So you can use this metric to understand the current CPU utilization trend and take necessary actions if needed, such as scaling resources or investigating the performance issue. So you can investigate the performance issues by viewing this graph. Now next, we will learn about the node network receive bytes total. And they have also used to wrap the rate function to around this metric to see how many per second bytes have been receiving. So this will give the average network traffic received per second over the last minute in bytes. So here you just need to search for the metric node network receive bytes total. And if you execute, you can gain the table as well as the graph. So the node network receive bytes total metric is used to monitor the total number of bytes received on all network interfaces of a node or server. So it will provide insights into the amount of inbound network traffic the node has processed since it started or since the metric was last reset. So let's assume an example. So let's say you have a server hosting a website. So this metric would track the total amount of data received by the server from client accessing the website. So this metric helps in monitoring network activity, diagnosing network performance issue, and understanding the data transfer patterns of the server. Now we will use the rate function to around this metric to see per second how many bytes are receiving. So here you can find the official, just copy this and paste it in the and then click on execute. So the rate function, by using this rate function, it will give the average rate of change of bytes received on all network interface over the last 1 minute. So here you can find a table as well as the graph. So it will give all the network interfaces received in bytes over the last 1 minute. You can change the time according to your requirement. So let's assume an example. So if you have a server, which is if you have a server, so by using this metric, it would show how fast data is coming into the server's network interfaces over the last 1 minute. So for instance, if it returns 100 bytes per second, it means the server received an average of 100 bytes per second over the past 1 minute. So we have learned about some node exporter metrics successfully. So you can refer the article which is available on FOSS Techniques. So now we will conclude for today. So in conclusion, monitoring Linux server metrics with Prometheus provides a robust approach to understand system performance and resource usage. So by integrating Prometheus for data collection, administration can proactively manage server health, optimize resource allocation, and ensure reliable operation. So thank you for watching my video. Please do share and the video and as well as subscribe our channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.